Elizabeth, the Queen of England, a reign of glory and intrigue. In the grand chambers of Greenwich Palace, on a crisp September day in 1533, a cry echoed through the corridors: a princess was born. Elizabeth, the daughter of King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, entered the world under a cloud of expectation and tension. Her father, yearning for a male heir, masked his disappointment with grand celebrations, but the shadow of uncertainty loomed over the tiny infant. Little did they know, this child would grow up to become one of the most powerful and iconic rulers in history. Elizabeth's early years were marred by tragedy. At the tender age of 2, she lost her mother, Anne Boleyn, to the executioner's axe. The once celebrated princess was declared illegitimate, and her status at court plummeted. But even as the court whispered of her mother's disgrace, Elizabeth's sharp mind began to absorb the lessons of her dangerous world. Her father remarried, and Elizabeth was pushed aside, yet she remained resilient, her spirit unbroken. Despite the political turbulence, Elizabeth's education was of paramount importance. Surrounded by the finest scholars, she mastered languages, philosophy, and the arts. Her intelligence and charm became her armor, protecting her in a court filled with deceit. Elizabeth's childhood, though lonely, was filled with a determination to rise above her circumstances. Every book she read, every lesson she learned, prepared her for a destiny that awaited her. The death of her father, Henry VIII, and the tumultuous reigns of her siblings, Edward VI and Mary I, left Elizabeth in constant peril. Her Protestant faith made her a target during Mary's Catholic rule, and she was imprisoned in the Tower of London, accused of treason. The cold, stone walls of the tower could not break her spirit, though. Elizabeth knew she was destined for greatness, and she faced her imprisonment with a quiet resolve that would one day define her reign. When Mary I passed away in 1558, the nation held its breath. Elizabeth, the Protestant daughter of Anne Boleyn, was crowned queen. Her coronation was not just a ceremony, it was the dawn of a new era. The people rejoiced, hopeful that Elizabeth would bring peace to a divided nation. With every step she took, Elizabeth knew the weight of the crown on her head, but she was ready. She had been preparing for this her entire life. Elizabeth's decision to remain unmarried shocked the world. Dubbed the Virgin Queen, she chose to dedicate herself wholly to her country, avoiding the political entanglements of marriage. Her court was filled with suitors from across Europe, but Elizabeth played the game of politics with unmatched skill, using her single status as a tool to keep England powerful and independent. Her wisdom and cunning were her greatest allies, and she proved that a queen could rule with the strength of any king.